In the headline, cholera outbreak kills 3 as 16 hospitalized in Abia. Federal government orders inbound travelers to provide COVID-19 vaccination evidence upon arrival. Old Naira notes are now being rejected in rural areas as deadline nears. And on the international scene, Kenya opposition leader claims Ruto's government illegitimate. Hello and welcome to Trust News Update. I am Sumaya Abubakar. And now the news in full. In health, 3 people have been confirmed dead while 16 are currently hospitalized in Amaogugu community in Ohuhu, Umuahia North local government area of Abia State following the cholera outbreak which occurred in the community. The President General of the community, Kelechi Owaomwa, who confirmed this to journalists, said 2 people died in their homes while 1 died in the community health center, adding that those hospitalized were receiving treatment. He added that some persons have recovered and have been discharged from the health center. Owaomwa, who disclosed that the cholera outbreak was a result of suspected contamination of the Ikwo River, which was the only source of water in the community, said that officials of the state's Ministry of Health, WHO Health Organization, and other interventionist agencies have visited the community and donated drugs to the community health center to complement the ones already procured to treat victims, and expressed delight that the situation was under control. When contacted, the State Commissioner for Health, Dr. Joe Osuji, said his ministry is monitoring the situation and had deployed officials and drugs to the community so as to help stabilize affected persons, and that he will be visiting the community today with the state's epidemiology team. The federal government said all international travelers arriving in Nigeria are now required to provide evidence of vaccination at the point of entry. The Director of Port Health Services, Dr. Geoffrey Okatubo, disclosed this at the ministerial briefing held in Abuja. He said the decision became necessary following the reported upsurge in COVID-19 in China, Japan, the United States of America, and other countries, adding that unvaccinated passengers arriving from other countries may have to be vaccinated at the airport. The government had in December released the COVID-19 rules in the country. It said all pre-departure and post-arrival PCR test requirements for all persons who are not fully vaccinated have been suspended, and passengers will no longer be required to upload evidence of vaccination on the Nigeria International Travel Portal. China's decision to relax its strict COVID-19 rules to curb the virus has forced many countries to impose restrictions on travelers from China amid fears of an increase in COVID-19. The Nigeria Center for Disease Control and Prevention has deployed a rapid response team to Jigawa, Yobe, and Katsina State. Dr. Priscilla Ibekwe, head of Special Projects and Partnerships Unit at NCDC, said that this on Monday in Abuja. Now, NCDC said this during a ministerial bi-weekly meeting on the updates of COVID-19 response and developments in the country's health sector. Ibekwe said the development of the red followed a notification by the state government on rising cases of suspected cerebrospinal meningitis disease. CSM is a very serious infection that can lead to death if left untreated. Now, CSM remains a major public health challenge affecting countries in the African meningitis belt, including 25 states and the federal capital in Nigeria. Ibekwe said that the preliminary reports were of 117 suspected and 12 confirmed cases with a case fatality. Now, in politics, President Muhammadu Buhari and the All Progressive Congress presidential candidate Bola Tinubu could not address hundreds of party supporters that gathered at the Abubakar Tafawa Balewa Stadium in Bauchi during a campaign rally in the state. The rally, however, witnessed a large turnout of party loyalists from Bauchi. Adamu Imam reports that technical hitch and malfunction of the public address system prevented the duo from addressing the crowd.
The All Progressives Congress presidential campaign rally witnessed a large number of party stalwarts and supporters who turned up to register their support for the presidential candidate of the party, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, in his quest to become the next president of the country. National Chairman of the party, Abdullahi Adamu, DG Campaign Simon Lalon, and Chairman Progressives Governors Forum Atiku Bagudu of Kebbi State all drummed support for candidate of the party at all levels. Your performance and excellent policies have never been seen before. Major policies that have touched the lives of common man are the reasons this crowd is gathered here to support you and your government. By God's grace, we shall emulate you and apply what we learned during your administration to stem the tide of insecurity in our country. If they give us the mandate by the grace of God, we shall do even better than where we are now. Some supporters of the APC presidential candidate expressed hope that the party will emerge victorious at all levels.
For us, well, the way I see the people of Bauchi, honestly, I'm so happy. I'm so, we pray for Almighty Allah. Allah should give us Tinubu as a president, inshallah. We pray for Almighty Allah.
It's a communication error. So this thing will happen anytime, anywhere. So what I only call the people that came to this gathering, they should be calm and wait for 25th February to vote for our leaders as Bola Ahmed Tinubu as a Takashi Setiba.
We urge women to come out en masse to vote the APC from top to bottom. That is what we need to do if we have to get it right.
Dignitaries from the National Assembly and former governors from the Northeast region graced the event and pledged their support for the party. Adamu Imam, Trust TV News, Bauchi.
Also in politics, Labour Party presidential candidate Peter Obi promises to build a new Nigeria if elected in February. Now, Peter Obi was addressing a mammoth crowd during his campaign rally at Muhammadu Dikko Stadium in Katsina. Abdullahi Yamadi reports.
Peter Obi promises people of Katsina that his administration will, among other programs, introduce policies and programs that will rejuvenate agriculture and solid minerals development. The presidential candidate promised to reopen the nation's land borders to reignite economic activities.
Katsina used to be a peaceful state. Today it is not.
The vice presidential candidate Yusuf Baba Ahmad said Labour Party is the only platform that can address numerous challenges retarding the nation's growth. Katsina is a citadel of education. The Labour Party will adopt policies that will ensure free education for all. All sectors of the state economy will be resuscitated and peace will be restored to Katsina and the Northwest region. Once you vote Labour Party, all your challenges will be history. The governorship candidate and other flag bearers from Katsina State expressed optimism that the party will win the elections. The party is for all of us, and let me categorically state here that our candidates in the Labour Party will never let you down. Katsina State has been endowed with good leaders who have contributed towards the development of Nigeria. Please, don't let that get out of your hand. Vote Labour Party from top to bottom.
comrades,
all compatriots.
Abdullahi Ismayamadi, Trust Television News, Katsina.
Internally displaced persons in Maiduguri have lamented the non-completion of their PVCs and lack means of transportation to travel to their local government for voting during the 2023 election. Muna IDP camp is the only camp yet to be shut down after the state government had declared all camps closed. Beatrice Kurutsi has more.
Since the closure of all IDP camps in Maiduguri, Muna al-Barnawi camp remains open till this day. As the elections draw nearer and collection of PVCs still ongoing, Trust TV found out that not all IDPs have collected their PVCs. According to them, they will be voting at their local governments and not in the capital city of Maiduguri. Ahmed Chigwal says he and his family will cast their ballot on the election day despite lingering fears and security threats in some parts of Mafa local government. He said those who are yet to have theirs were told to get them at their local government councils. Some of us are afraid of going back home to vote. Like recently, some farmers were kidnapped. But I'm still going to vote because we know the polling unit will be safe. They will be provided with security. We were told that we will be voting in our local government, and so we should go to pick our PVCs there. But they are supposed to finish the PVC distribution here. Then we can go and vote in our communities. You have to transport yourself to your local government to get the PVC, and some of us don't have money to do that. Government should make it easier for us to get the PVC. With the 2023 elections expected to usher in a new government, they have lists of expectations. I want the government to resettle us because the children are not supportive. They only play and learn nothing. Even the farming we do, they don't know how to do it. So until we are in our hometown, they will become more productive.
We will want the government to build schools, build hospitals, create jobs for us, and most especially provide farmers with implements and seedlings.
The 2023 elections, which will see resettled IDPs in their communities participating at the polls after 13 years of insurgency, will be a confirmation that the worst of terrorism in the area has come and gone.
Following the January 31st, 2023 deadline set by the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, to stop the use of the old 1,000, 500 and 200 naira notes as legal tender, residents of Bininyero in Igabi local government area of Kaduna State have started rejecting the old notes during business transactions despite the non-availability of the new naira notes. The residents said they are planning to shut down their businesses within the week to avoid a loss as people in the villages are rejecting the old naira notes. The report.
Bininyero is a village located along Kaduna Zaria Road, approximately 31 kilometers from Kaduna metropolis. The occupation of the residents is farming, while some engage in buying and selling of agricultural produce. With the 31st January deadline to stop transactions using the old 1,000, 500 and 200 naira notes just around the corner, the residents are lamenting the scarcity of the redesigned naira notes in the villages. Since the introduction of the redesigned naira notes, it was 2 days ago that I saw one of the notes. After that, I haven't seen it again. I saw them once, but I haven't seen them again. I went to the bank, but I could not get new notes, and most of our customers don't have bank accounts. They deal with cash, and they are also rejecting the old notes. Some of the residents said most people in the area, especially farmers, have no bank account to deposit the old Naira notes into. Hence, they are afraid of losing their money. I don't have a bank account, so it is almost a certainty that I will lose money. I leave everything in the hands of God. People have started rejecting the money, and people don't patronize the market as well. Therefore, on Wednesday, we will shut down our businesses to avoid further losses. The old notes are here with me. I tried to buy farm produce from a farmer, but he rejected them. In Kaduna Metropolis, residents lamented the situation as commercial banks and ATMs are still dispensing the old Naira notes. Meanwhile, the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, at a public sensitization, assured that the redesigned Naira notes are available at ATMs and maintained that those who fail to deposit their own notes into banks stand to lose their money.
Stand to lose their money, and we don't want them to lose their money. And that is why we have come out to educate them that they should go to the banks, deposit their money in the banks, and if they want this new money, they should go to their ATMs and withdraw this money.
Well, we have already policies on ground, and we are going to apply those extant rules on them. But we have been in touch with many of the managing directors of the banks. Any ATM that we visit and we discover that they are not complying, we normally call the managing directors straight away so that they should talk to the branch.
Residents of Birninyero village are calling on the Central Bank of Nigeria to extend the deadline in order to enable them get rid of all Naira notes. Bello Musa, Trust TV News, Kaduna.
You're watching News Update on Trust TV. Coming up, we'll show you how Jos residents resort to charcoal for cooking. Details on this and more after the break. Stay with us.
Daily Trust presents 20th Daily Trust Dialogue. Theme: Interrogating the 2023 Presidential Agenda. Panelists:
Mrs. Ibukun Awoshika, former Chairman, First Bank of Nigeria.
Professor Jibrin Ibrahim, Professor of Political Science and member of the board of the Center for Democracy and Development, CDD. Dr. Yetunde Anibaba, Lecturer, Analysis of Business Problems, Lagos Business School. Dr. Eugene Enahoro, Human Capacity Development Specialist and CEO, Heltoni Services Limited.
Chairman of the event, John Cardinal Onaikon, Archbishop Emeritus of Abuja.
Royal Father of the Day, Alhaji Samaila Muhammad, MFR, Serikin Karshi, Abuja.
Date: Thursday, 25th January 2023. Time: 10 a.m. Venue: NAF Conference Center and Suites, Kwarimpa Expressway, near Next Shopping Mall, Kado, Abuja. For sponsorship and branding participation, contact 081 0049 1948, 081 65 32 0660, or 080 33 92 8902. The event will be broadcast live on Trust TV.
The July 1966 counter-coup that toppled the first military government of General Agui Ironsi has one living witness. His ADC, then Lieutenant Sani Bello, was with him that fateful morning in Government House, Ibadan. For the first time, now Colonel Sani Bello, former military governor of Kano State and multi-millionaire businessman, speaks to Trust Television on how Ironsi and his host, Colonel Fajui, lost their lives and how he survived to tell the story.
As we were jumping into the Land Rover, we heard a machine gun fire. Dada rushed back. What happened, Sabija? So he was trying to run away. And we shot him. Who was it? Fajui. They killed Fajui.
Catch up on this bit of living history on Trust Television on Saturday, 28th January between 8 and 9 p.m. and in Sunday Trust, 29th January.
Welcome back. If you're just joining us, this is News Update on Trust TV. And here is a recap of our top stories. Cholera outbreak kills 3 as 16 hospitalized in Abia. And federal government orders inbound travelers to provide COVID-19 vaccination evidence upon arrival. Now moving on to more stories, residents of Nyanya Orozo axis in the FCT have appealed to the FCT administration to address issues that led tricycle operators in the area to embark on strike. Keke Napep riders are on strike due to alleged exorbitant levies charged by revenue agents in the area. The reports.
Residents along Orozo Nyanya axis in the Federal Capital Territory are displeased as the strike embarked upon by Keke Napep riders in the community has made movement along the area very difficult. A cross-section of residents that spoke to Trust TV News said the strike has made them to resume work late, while fares have increased, and appealed to government to find a lasting solution to the issue.
According to what I heard just now, they said that Keke people are on strike based on levy and taxes that the government or maybe their NAPTEP or whatever people has added to them, and I think that maybe the rate is kind of high and with the fuel issues together. That's why.
Habib Ismail, chairman Keke Napep riders in Nyanya axis, explained that despite being given body numbers on and official ID cards, they were still subjected to exorbitant charges, which have made survival and sustainability of their business quite difficult.
So the drivers, they decide to do a strike because of some problems that happen in this from Nyanya to Karshi axis. One is garage. 2, about the police arresting. The arresting is too much, and the money that they are collecting for bail is too much. Keke, they are the one that cause hold up, and they know park well. And you will see some people, they come and park their cars by the roadside. If you come and join in that car and park, they will arrest you. And if they arrest you, they will not give bail in time. And if you go for bail, they will collect more money from you, at least 5,000, 3,000. And they are wasting our time there.
Some of the drivers also decreed the alleged unwarranted arrest by law enforcement agents, which make them spend a lot on bail.
There's no keke, there's no even vehicle to enter. So I just came, it was when I came to I just saw them that way. Then I knew that there was something. But even then, even though there's a lot of levy, they find this place so convenient for them. They are creating problems here. Let them go to Nyanya and meet the officials. The people that levy them, they are in Nyanya. No, the people that are not here. Then why are they not disturbing the peace of the people staying here? It's wrong.
Residents said the strike by the Keke Napep riders in the area has affected the economy of the area and also called on the government to come to their aid. Kabir Lawal, Trust TV News, Abuja.
Charcoal is often produced by incomplete combustion of plants or animal products and commonly used for outdoor cooking or for industrial application in the form of activated charcoal. Now, residents of Jos, however, say they now use charcoal as an alternative to cooking gas, electric cookers or kerosene due to increase in price. Ado Musa completes the reports.
The use of charcoal for cooking in Nigeria is growing with each passing day, not just in the rural areas, but also in urban centers as the cost of cooking gas continues to rise. According to Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations, in one of its 2022 reports, 40 million Nigerians engage directly in fuel wood collection and charcoal production, a development that many say is an indication of increased use of charcoal in the country. Charcoal users in Jos, however, said They used the charcoal because it was less expensive compared to gas or kerosene, adding that they could use it for a longer time before it burns out.
I enjoy using charcoal because it serves different purposes. It is cheaper, and we can't afford to use electric cookers due to the number of electricity units they consume. I use it because of different reasons. It is easier to use and cheaper when compared to others. For people like me that sell food, it is more profitable to use charcoal than gas or kerosene.
Professor Chundu Maina, a consultant at the Department of Community Medicine, Jos University Teaching Hospital, explains how the charcoal can be used if necessary and its likely effects.
In terms of the fact that it has that effect on the respiratory system, and then it has the fact that it generates heat and of course can lead to burns, are two of the major issues that we have with charcoal. Even though we know that it is cheap and easily accessible for people to use. So if usually we recommend that people should not even use it at all because of the effects that it has. But if it means that you have to use it, it is recommended that it should be used in an open space. So definitely it's not one of those things that you want to use to warm in an enclosed area, because what happens is that the heat, the smoke, the particulate matter I was talking about, the carbon monoxide and other gases that are being released now concentrate within that place. So you need to use it in where it's properly ventilated.
Although experts have continued to highlight the dangers of using charcoal, people continue to utilize it in their everyday activities. Ado Musa, Trust TV News, Jos.
And lastly, from the international scene, Raila Odinga, Kenya's opposition leader, has urged his supporters to oppose President William Ruto's government, claiming that its disputed election last August has stripped it of legitimacy. Ruto's Kenya Kwanza alliance narrowly defeated Raila Odinga in the election, whose results were announced under dramatic scenes at the National Counting Center, and his victory was affirmed by the Supreme Court. Now, both leaders, who have controlled politics in East Africa's largest economy for decades, have settled into an uneasy calm following the election. But Odinga's coalition announced that last week it had discovered new proof of rigging. Ruto also urged Kenyans to oppose the government's levies on basic necessities such as flour and power. And with that, we've come to the end of Trust News Update. Do not forget to follow us across all our social media platforms. I am Sumaya Abubakar. Thanks for watching.